Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today just to bring you a general message to see whatever cards come through, whatever messages come through. But just remember guys, no matter what messages come through, keep in mind that this is general, so take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, and know that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. And to me, that's personal freedom, personal power, and it lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet. So use that power to do wisely. For all my subscribers, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like it resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join this journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So I have a few cards. First, I wanted to bring the Tarot Familiars, and then the Cat Tarot screamed out at me a little bit. We also have the Bone and Earth Oracle as well as the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. And I'm going to start out today with the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. I got these for Christmas. I'm not as familiar with some of the messages, so I probably will read you the message from the book, just so you're aware. But let's see what messages we get. I'm just going to take a moment to call in Spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, as well as any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective. I ask them to join us. To use me as the clearest channel possible, as well as delivering messages for the farthest reaching, but again, for the highest good of everyone. No second-rate messages today. So while I was shuffling, we had Playing Croquet came out with these little hedgehogs and the flamingos. And for some of you, the flamingo is super important. That's what I heard. So we're going to get one more cards of these. Please, Spirit, can you tell us more about the Playing Croquet? They're telling me, nope, we're done for right now with that. So let's leave it there and see what messages number 21 has to offer. So, in the story, in the Queen of Hearts garden, Alice took part in the croquet party set up by the monarch. The young girl soon found out that the rules were quite absurd and complicated, which worried her because she knew that the queen was quick to condemn people to death. The unexpected appearance of the Cheshire Puss interrupted the party in a timely and fortunate manner. So it says in the meaning, let's face it, the game you are in is rigged and it's very hard for you to win the match. You have two options here. Either you decide to leave and call it a day, or you go on, keeping a serene heart and a detached mind until the end. After all, your life is not at stake in this stupid game. So there's a question that this kind of brings about. And it says, what do you usually do when you find out that the whole deck is stacked against you? Do you keep playing or do you leave the game? And what I heard with that is poker, okay? They're giving me, like, if you... oh, no, okay. So if you've got... if you know you've got a pair of twos, okay? And the flop shows, let's say, a pair of aces. And you know that you have a pair of aces and a pair of twos and maybe a king high, okay? Let's go with that. Someone else, and you come in going, oh yeah, two pairs, I got this. And someone else next to you, they're really bidding. And then more comes out with the next flop, and it's another ace, and they're really, really bidding. And you're like, what's going on here, right? I don't know what to do. And I think this is the moment where they're like, okay, what do you do? It seems stacked against you because your pair of twos and your full house, that's probably great, but then we have to question, what does that person have? Because now they've got three aces, and they've probably got something good in there too. Either they've got another ace, or you see where I'm saying here? So this is where I'm hearing to me is like, do you risk it all on the pair of twos? Go all in and say, yeah, I got this, and then find out next to you, hey, I had a pair of threes, okay? Or kings. Who knows what it was, but it, like, here's where it's like, this is, they're playing that gotta know when to hold them song. Also, in terms of the flamingos, this is about balance, about being able to stand on one foot. Sometimes you might want to, but you're not always going to have access to that. So they're like, you know what? It's going to be important to balance. For some of you, this is quite literally like things like yoga or strength training. I heard Pilates for some of you. Just something. Okay, I'm back. So this is very much something that it's what I heard is this is learned, right? This is going to be a learned experience, but this is something that's going to do you very, very well. As well as the flamingos, I feel like it's important because often when they're standing on one foot, this is in the water, right? So this is also keeping one foot in that emotional body and understanding, like, what I'm hearing is like the ebb and flow before you, okay? So we have a few cards that came out with the Cat Tarot first, which is the Page of Wands. I love this. I love this deck. But this is also about making time for play, right? Doing things that are playful and fun, much like playing croquet. This could be playing cards with your friends, right? This could be, you know, just doing something with this hedgehog that lifts up your heart and makes you happy. And I think it is important just to remember that, again, if the odds are seeming stacked up against you, it's going to be very important how you play. And I keep seeing the hearts on here because this is, again, this Queen of Hearts game, is that we want to make sure that we're playing by our rules, right? The heart rules. There might be people around you who are like, no, do it my way. And kind of like, this to me is like, this cat's not in control necessarily, though, right? Something's being kind of dangled in front of them. So let's see what else we have. We have Temperance in the reverse. I'm going to flip it up, though, and turn it here. This also, guys, to me, this is spring. This is brand new spring coming energy. So this is really now as well. But something coming into balance. You have the Eight of Cups as well. And I think it's important as well with this because much like this croquet, things that may not seem all in your favor, this is also saying you do not have to choose any of those cups. If they aren't what you want, if they're not fitting what you need, drink straight out the tap, my friends. But again, because it's this cat making playtime, there's a huge importance, again, about drinking water as well. And we also have the World. And I feel like this is a completion or an ending, and they're like changes are coming. There's something very important as well. What I heard is the red string of fate. Because in this he's dangling, right? So let's just get a minute here and see what comes through. Anything else? Just a minute, guys. All right, I'm back. My son just got home. My dog is super excited, and it's kind of distracting to me as well, so that's why I've paused you so many times, and I apologize. Hopefully that's the last time. But I do feel like here there is a really important, what I heard is playtime. Okay, it's going to be fun, something jovial. It is, oh my gosh, I don't know who that's for, but for some of you, whoever it's for, I heard something about a knickers and a knot. Spirit. There's a lot. Okay, so two flew out, or a couple, the ones that came up here, I'm going to take the ones that flew down and did not show me what they were. We're going to put those back. So you have the Ten of Swords here, which is very, very interesting. In terms of, that's the World twice. We're wise, right? There's been endings and changes that I feel like this is important because it's brought you wisdom, as well as they're showing me the moon and this owl, that things that have been done in the dark, they're going to come to light. And like this also talked about, maybe sometimes the game is stacked against you. You're going to start seeing that. We have the Tower here. Again, another owl. So much wisdom. And also, I feel like owl totems are going to be really important to you. We also have the Queen of Swords and the Knave of Swords. So swords and lots of feathers. Lots of feathers. Many of you, I also heard, like crows or ravens are going to be very, very important. I heard talons. There's a talisman as well with the key that this guy has. But pay attention to the birds. Right now, they're telling me that you're getting a lot of spiritual, they're like information. Pay attention to those nuances. So today I saw quite a few crows with this Queen of Swords, so this is very important. This could be like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I feel like this is also, they're also talking about with the Knave of Swords. There's something that needs to be spoken, or some knowledge. What I heard is that is hidden. It could be forgiven. Something that is going to be coming out. Something that's going to, they said put your mind at rest, right? Put your mind at ease. Something that's going to help you move through. What I heard is like this next period with grace. Now, I love that these cards are almost like a dichotomy too. One's super, super bright, one's kind of like super dark and mysterious. But this is a lot. This one's all up in the headspace. That things need to change. There's a disruption too with this tower. This one, it's like flying away with the knowledge. Again, with the key here. There's something very important, and I feel like it's important because you hold that. This scroll has had to be, what I heard is for some of you, it's been stolen, okay? For someone, this may have been taken, or they're giving me like this has been held under lock and key, but the person who had it, it wasn't them. It wasn't theirs to hold under lock and key. So they're giving me like, okay, for some of you, it's like a vigilante kind of thing, but not in like a violent way, but more in a, you've had to take this into your own hands to get back what was yours. So giving me an example, okay, from like grade 7, okay, a really long time ago, but it's weird to tell you guys, but okay, I had this like cat brooch my grandmother had given me, and it went missing. I didn't know where it was, and not me, but my friend had seen it in the teacher's desk, and there was no way I was going to go get it. But if I went to him and said, that's mine, he wasn't going to give it back, kind of thing. So my friend took it back for me, if that makes sense. That's what this feels like, is that somebody has had something that they may have been kind of like toying it too, or somebody could have had something that belonged to you, or that they knew you wanted it, and they're kind of like, hey, you want it? And this cat's like, oh yeah, I do, yeah, let me get the hands on that thing. But it feels like whoever's holding this with the Page of Wands, they're also not the type that's gonna let that kitty play with it. Oh hell no, this is jump around cat, jump through my hoops, play my game. And I think this is where also this cat's dangling in the middle of this red string of fate, going, okay, there's some completions and endings that need to happen. And around him, too, is all the things that the cat loves. We've got some fire, we've got a mouse, a bird, a fish, all kinds of different things that this cat might be kind of enticed by. But I feel like in this time of spring as well, you're also going to find a lot more balance in terms of, like, choosing you first, right? Saying just because these cups have been offered and they're all still upright doesn't mean you have to drink out of them. You can create your own and you can add more cups, right? Maybe all these cups are dirty and it's time to wash them, but this cat's not about to wash it. He just wants to play in the water. And for some of you, this might be like hey, you need to go on vacation, go play in the water, find a pool, do something where they're also giving me like where your emotional needs are met. They're kind of giving me this fish again too, because this fish is living in the water. The cat's got best of both worlds. My cats do this too. They love to drink the fish water. They get that extra little taste of the fish. So I want to bring some more from the cat tarot and get a little bit more clarity here. Thank you. The Tower came up. That's twice. And they want me to do whatever this is, which is the Magician in the reverse. But that's twice. That's 2 towers. The World twice, and now at least 3 major arcanas, and 2 of them coming out twice. And in terms of this, what I heard is like, it's time, everyone's got to get off this ride. So for anybody who plays Fortnite too, like this just reminding me a bit of it's the battle bus. Whether you thank the bus driver or not, whether you want to land right here or not, it's time. What they're saying is if you hold on and wait too long, then it doesn't matter. There's like saying about like the perfect place to land, but if you wait too long, you're just going to get thrown off the bus anyway. So this is something where they're like being really, really active and intentional in making the changes. Interesting. So the bottom of the deck as well we have is the 8 of Wands, which is something playful coming in fast, right? This cat's loving the leaves, going after them. It speaks of, with this Magician in the reverse, for some of you, not everybody, but again, if you've been playing with people who've been stacking the deck against you and making you feel like, maybe this game's not really meant for you, you definitely might be feeling a block in your creative ability to make things happen. And Spirit's like, let that go. Okay, whatever this is, whoever this is, whatever situation's happening, whatever rules that you feel like, because there's definitely, like in this card again, there's some unfair rules happening, right? There's something, again, stacked against you, and there's a huge life lesson here. Again, I heard gotta know when to fold them, right? Because if you have those pair of twos and the 3 aces are on the board, and you're gonna bet everything you've got the absolute lowest possible full house that you could get, right? You're going to risk everything that you have on pair of twos. And I think that that's a question, right? Is learning to play this a little bit better. Learning to use what's in front of us to our advantage. As well as when I look at this magician and being drawn to the infinity above him as well, there's some major life lessons and major karmic lessons that are unfolding right now. And this is not just in this lifetime. This is something I feel like that our soul, what I heard is soul's purpose. This is something our soul has been learning for a long time. They said ice ages, decades. But for some of you, what I heard is that could be, this is the thaw. This is, there's not heart space here other than the 8 of cups, okay? But this is the thaw. This is the thawing of the stuff that we held on to that we didn't need, and for some reason we thought that we had to keep using these dishes. But now it's like, well, we can just wash them, or, you know what, drink out of the tap, like I said again. So they're also giving me this importance of play, because it's going to be so important. That's going to be this key. And also keeping yourself in a balanced mental state, and kind of using the wisdom that you have and that you have acquired. They're also showing me again with this tower as well that this comes in balance with the 2 of Pentacles. There's choices to be made with these towers, with these changes, right? And there's always going to be, do I want to stay or do I want to go? And the lightning's going to be really important. For some of us, this is definitely talking about thunderstorms, and they're giving me spiritual epiphanies that, not for everyone, but because there's so much swords here, there's so many mental spaces, that for some of us, this lightning, that's that flash of inspiration, that flash of understanding, and that power. And some of us have diminished our power by not speaking up for ourselves, not believing in ourselves. And with this 10 of Swords, they're saying with the 10 of Swords, it's not putting it to rest, not allowing it to be over, okay? For some of you, you may suffer, from anxiety or ruminating thoughts, OCD. There could be things that your brain is replaying and replaying. And I'm going to suggest right now, one thing they're giving me is maybe go on, look up on YouTube like a crown chakra cleanse or something like that, because it's all stuck up in here in this mental space and it's not doing anything good. It's like a whole bunch of birds flying around. They have nowhere to get out and everything's just, and there's absolutely no way to think clearly, is how I'm hearing that. Okay, so big changes are coming, but this spring it's going to be something good. And they're like, get out and enjoy this world. Enjoy the play. And again, if you have people around you not playing by the rules, don't play with them. If they can't play fair, you don't need to play with them. It's kind of like what I heard is schoolyard rules, or what would you tell your kid if somebody comes home and says, I went to the school, or I went to go play, and these kids were there, and they wouldn't share our ball, or they kept not playing by the rules, and they kept taking out of their turns, and it just wasn't any fun. You would probably say, well, I think I wouldn't play with them again if they're going to act like that. And I think that this is, again, kind of here, this understanding of like, you're completely going to be okay on your own. Spirit, what is one more card of here before I move into the next one? Ooh. Also, they're showing me this guy. You can't see him. He's so tall and is so above this game. All you can see is the legs. And to me, they're like, keep your head above the clouds. Keep your head above the murk, because whatever's coming, whatever change is coming, it's definitely going to shake things up a little bit, right? But I feel like it's going to give you more knowledge and allow you to stand more in your personal power. Thank you. So So we have two more cards here. One, we have the Queen of Hearts, and this is whose game it is, right? And if you think about Alice in Wonderland, this person, she's not the nicest, right? She's got a lot of hurt, and she's got a lot of baggage, and she's definitely projecting that out into the world. And you also have unexpected invitation. So for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, you may be given an invitation from this Queen of Hearts to play some sort of game, or this could even be, you know, with the butterfly here, is that there's huge transformation, and if you are given, you know, an opportunity to do something that you normally wouldn't do, take it up with your, you know, your heart and say, hey, what should I do here, feelers? And then if your brain's like, absolutely not. All right, but is this coming from a place of anxiety or fear of an unknown, or is it coming from a true place of like, I don't think that's right for me? Because they're also saying in this next coming season, oh, there's a lot there. They said a few things. We need to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, go against the grain a little bit as well. And we have the blood moon that's come out, number 8, which is another 8 here, definitely about cycles. And it says illusion, uncertainty, narcissism. My cat might come through here to drink out of our fish tank too. So you also have, come on girl, the warrior with the number 5, and that's change, inner strength, clarity, and presence, with also number 16, uncover, nostalgia, sentimentality, and memory. And the bottom is the beast. Conflict, competition, and oppressors. Kind of saw that coming, right? They're giving me again, though, in this Queen of Hearts, that this conflict, this competition, they only exist if we allow ourselves to participate. So if there is someone else around you or me, like let's say, for example, someone else around me didn't like me, that's okay. We're not all going to like each other. But if they've got like a jealousy streak or a competition and we're trying to, or if somebody's trying to pit two people against, I mean, narcissism especially, narcissists love to triangulate, right? And to get people against each other. And this idea of competition, to fight and fawn over, oh, we love you more, right? That all goes away when you're like, all right, go for it, have them. I don't want to participate in that. Or in terms of conflict as well, if somebody's coming to you and constantly looking for a quarrel or conflict, okay, see you later. Where is it? It's gone. That's a power you have. You don't need to participate in everything that comes to you. And again, just because this beast is looking for a fight doesn't mean, and we have the pack that was under there too, and the burrow, that exhaustion, questioning, motivations, realignment. The pack is inner work, deep connection, soul tribe. I feel like if you've been kind of hanging out with what might not feel like the right people to you, and maybe now sometimes to make changes, you're calling in your wolf pack. Because the illusion of the friends or the relatives or the people that were around you, the loved ones, it doesn't even have to be this. It could be coworkers, just be people that, you know, you've been around and now you're starting to look and going, you know what? I don't like the way this is happening, and you pull yourself out of it. And they're also reminding you, for some of us, we stay in these friendships or we stay in these situations because we remember them, the nostalgia. We've been friends or we've been, you know, they're your family. But here's where it's like, again, if they're causing unrest in your world, or if you get an invitation that doesn't feel right to you, don't accept. But if you've got an invitation to go somewhere or do something with someone who, you know, you know them, but it's not like you're super really good friends and you like just starting to hang out and you want to do this, there's where they're like, this is the perfect change. Get out of the Queen of Hearts kind of like way of manipulating things and trying to always control the game, and remove yourself entirely from that situation. Stand on your own 2 feet, my friends, and know when the time comes that if you need to pull one up, that's absolutely fine too, to do it in balance. So that's the message I'm going to leave you. I hope it resonates. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.